Last Tuesday, I put a 21-year-old luxury SUV on my lift, and the undercarriage looked better than most 5-year-old crossovers I see. 260,000 miles, original engine, original transmission. The owner bought it for less than a used Honda Civic. That vehicle is number one on today's list, and it's part of a strange loophole in the used market. Japanese manufacturers spent 2 decades overbuilding their luxury SUVs, over-engineering them to a standard nobody asked for, and the market still hasn't figured out what they're worth. Today I'm counting down 5 of them, all under $25,000. I'm going deepest on number 1, because that one might be the single best used vehicle purchase in America right now. Let's get into it. Number 5, Acura MDX. Number 5 is the luxury SUV that mechanics recommend to their own sisters, not their buddies who like cars, their sisters. Because when you recommend a car to family, you don't get to be wrong. Here's the thing about the Acura MDX that most buyers never think about. Underneath that leather and that premium badge, it's running Honda's J35 V6. That engine family has been refined continuously since the late 90s. It's in the Pilot, the Odyssey, the Ridgeline. Honda has built millions of these engines, and they've had 2 decades to iron out every weakness. By the time it landed in the 3rd generation MDX starting in 2014, it was about as sorted as an engine gets. Naturally aspirated, no turbo to fail, timing belt driven, which means yes, you have a scheduled service around 100,000 miles. Figure roughly $1,000 for the belt, water pump, and tensioner done together. But after that, it's another 100,000 miles of peace. I had a customer 3 years ago, a nurse who drove 90 miles round trip every shift. She came in with a 2015 MDX she'd bought with 60,000 miles. She's past 190,000 now. Total unscheduled repairs in that time. A battery, a set of motor mounts, and 1 wheel bearing. That's it. Meanwhile, her co-worker's German SUV from the same year has been in my shop enough times that I know her dog's name. Now, my honest mechanic notes, because this list is not a commercial. 2 things to watch on the MDX. First, the 2016 and 2017 models got the ZF 9-speed transmission, and the early software on those was clunky, hesitation, rough low-speed shifts. Most were fixed under software updates, but on a test drive, do a lot of stop and go and pay attention. If it shifts harsh when cold, keep shopping. The 2014 and 2015 cars have the older 6-speed, which is less refined, but extremely proven. Second, Honda's cylinder deactivation system, VCM, can contribute to oil consumption on higher mileage examples. Check the oil level on the dipstick before you buy and ask for maintenance records. Pricing is where this gets fun. A 2016 MDX starts around $13,000 to $14,000 on the used market today, and these stickered at over $44,000 new. That's a 7-passenger luxury SUV with all-wheel drive available, Honda bones, and a genuinely premium interior for the price of a base compact car. Who should skip it? If you want a commanding truck-like feel, the MDX is a car-based crossover and drives like one. And if you tow anything serious, keep watching, because the next one on this list tows like a diesel pickup. Kelley Blue Book. Number 4, Infiniti QX80. Number 4 is the SUV that depreciates so violently, it's almost embarrassing for the first owner. For you, the second or third owner, it's a gift. The Infiniti QX80 is a body-on-frame, full-size luxury SUV built on the same platform as the Nissan Patrol. If you don't know the Patrol, understand this. It's the vehicle the United Nations and half the Middle East uses when the road ends and failure is not an option. The Patrol is Nissan's Land Cruiser competitor, and Nissan did not cheap out on it. The QX80 is that truck wearing a tuxedo. Under the hood is the 5.6-liter VK56 V8, making 400 horsepower, paired with a conventional 7-speed automatic. No turbos, no CVT, and I want to be clear about that, because Nissan's reputation got wrecked by CVT problems in their small cars. This truck has none of that. It's a big, understressed V8 with a timing chain and a traditional torque converter automatic, and I've seen these powertrains sail past 250,000 miles. It'll also tow 8,500 pounds, which humiliates most luxury SUVs at twice the price. One important piece of mechanic knowledge if you're shopping the older QX56, which is the same truck before the name change. On the 2004 to 2010 generation, the exhaust manifolds had integrated catalytic converters that could break down over time and, in bad cases, send material back through the engine. That's why I tell people to buy 2011 and newer, the redesigned generation. From 2011 on, that concern is behind you. Here's the market math. This truck starts near 6 figures new in its current form, and yet clean used examples of the 2014 to 2017 model years show up all day long in the low to mid-teens. I'm seeing used QX80s listed from around $12,000 with really nice ones under $20,000. That is a colossal amount of truck for the money. Why so cheap? 2 reasons. Fuel economy, around 14 miles per gallon in the city because it wants premium fuel, and badge snobbery. The Infiniti badge doesn't hold value like Lexus. Their loss. Edmunds. Inspection. Checklist. Check the front suspension for clunks over bumps, because these are heavy trucks and wear bushings and sway bar links. Budget for tires. They're big and not cheap. And if it has the hydraulic body motion control system, make sure the ride feels controlled, not floaty. Who should buy it? Big families, boat owners, anyone who wants Escalade presence without Escalade pricing. Who should skip it? Anyone with a small garage or a tight fuel budget. Number 3, Lexus RX 350. Number 3 is the least surprising vehicle on this list, and I don't care because the numbers are too good to leave off. The Lexus RX 350 is statistically one of the longest lasting luxury vehicles you can buy, period. IC Cars longevity studies routinely put it at the top of the luxury segment for vehicles reaching 200,000 plus miles, and my shop experience backs that up completely. The reason is boring, and boring is beautiful. The RX 350 runs Toyota's 2 GR-V6, 3.5 liters, roughly 270 to 295 horsepower, depending on year, and this engine family is arguably the most reliable 6-cylinder Toyota has ever produced. Timing chain, not belt. In the 2010 through 2015 generation, it's port injected, which means no carbon buildup on the intake valves, ever, paired with a conventional automatic that just does not fail when the fluid is maintained. Let me tell you about the RX that made me a believer. Years ago, a retired school teacher brought in her 2013 RX 350, asking me to find something wrong with it, because her son-in-law insisted a car with 180,000 miles must need something. I spent an hour on it. Suspension, brakes, fluid analysis, scan tool. I charged her for the inspection and told her the only thing that car needed was gas. She drove it another 4 years before handing it to her granddaughter. Last I heard, it was closing in on 240,000. Known issues because nothing is perfect. On the 2007 to 2009 models, some 2 GR engines had a rubber oil cooler line that could leak. Toyota superseded it with a metal one, so verify it's been done on early cars. Water pumps on these V6s are a normal wear item, somewhere in the range of 100,000 to 150,000 miles, with a cost of $500 to $700. Some dashboards in hot climates cracked, and Lexus ran an extended warranty program on that for years. That's the list. That's genuinely the list. Pricing: a 2016 or 2017 RX 350 with reasonable miles sits comfortably in the high teens to low 20s, under our $25,000 ceiling, while the equivalent German SUVs from those years cost about the same upfront and then bleed you for a decade. The RX is the one where the purchase price is the whole story. Who should skip it? Driving enthusiasts, the RX is a serene appliance, not a sports car, and anyone who needs a real third row or real towing. For that last group, the top 2 on this list are about to get very interesting. because now we leave crossovers behind entirely and get into the trucks Toyota built like military hardware. And quick pause, if this kind of straight talk is useful to you, hit subscribe. I do these breakdowns from the shop floor, not from a press release. Number 2, Lexus LX 470. Number 2 is a Toyota Land Cruiser with a better interior and a lower price. And if that sentence doesn't make your ears perk up, let me explain why it should. The Lexus LX 470, sold from 1998 to 2007, is mechanically a 100 series Toyota Land Cruiser, same frame, same legendary 2, UZFE 4.7 liter V8, same full-time four-wheel drive. The Land Cruiser is the vehicle Toyota builds for places where a breakdown can kill you, and it's the standard vehicle of aid organizations, mining operations, and expeditions across Africa and Australia for a reason. Toyota's own engineers have described the Land Cruiser standard as being built to last a quarter century in the harshest conditions on Earth. The LX 470 is that machine with softer leather. And here's the market glitch. Because the Lexus badge attracts city buyers instead of overlanders, the LX 470 frequently sells for less than the equivalent Land Cruiser. Same hardware. The nationwide average price for an LX 470 right now is around $18,500, and solid drivers show up in the low to mid-teens. A 100 series Land Cruiser in equal condition often asks thousands more purely because of the badge on the grille. You are being paid to take the nicer interior. Edmunds. The 2 UZFE V8 in this truck is one of the great engines of the modern era. Iron block, understressed, and 300,000 miles is not an achievement for these. It's an expectation. I have personally serviced multiple 2 UZ trucks north of 300,000 on original internals. It does use a timing belt, so budget for that service every 90,000 miles, around $1,000 to $1,500 with the water pump. Cheap insurance on an engine that will outlive your mortgage. The one system you must inspect, AHC, the adjustable hydraulic suspension. It's actually a brilliant system when maintained. I've seen AHC trucks ride beautifully at 250,000 miles. But neglected ones need accumulators, called globes, which run into 4 figures. On a test drive, cycle the height control from low to high and watch it move. Slow, sagging, or throwing lights. Either negotiate hard or budget a couple thousand for a conversion to conventional springs, which many owners do. Beyond that, check the frame for rust if you're in the salt belt, check for the cracked dash common to this era, and check that the rear heater lines under the truck aren't seeping. Who should buy it? Anyone who wants a vehicle they will genuinely never replace. Who should skip it? Fuel economy is 12 to 15 miles per gallon, and there's no sugarcoating that. This is a truck you buy with your brain for the long term and feed with your wallet weekly. Number 1, Lexus GX 470. Number 1 is the SUV I recommend more than any other when someone asks me for one vehicle to own for the next 15 years. It's the answer to a question most buyers don't know to ask. What if you could get 90% of that Land Cruiser durability in a garage-friendly size for the price of a used Corolla? The Lexus GX 470, sold from 2003 to 2009, is a Land Cruiser Prado underneath, the slightly smaller Land Cruiser that Toyota sells across the rest of the world, where it has the same reputation for being impossible to break as its big brother. Full body-on-frame construction, full-time four-wheel drive with a locking center differential. And here's the part that makes mechanics grin. It uses the exact same 2 UZFE 4.7 liter V8 as the LX 470 and the 100 series Land Cruiser. Same engine, lighter truck. That means the GX is actually quicker than the LX while stressing the drivetrain even less. Let me tell you about the one on my lift last Tuesday, because that's the truck from the intro. A 2005 GX 470 with 260,000 miles, owned by a general contractor who bought it 8 years ago with 140,000 miles for 11 grand. In 8 years and 120,000 miles, his repair list reads like this: 1 timing belt service, one starter, one set of rear air springs converted to coils, brakes, tires, and fluids. He tows a 5,000-pound equipment trailer with it regularly. When I had it in the air, the frame was clean, every bushing was tight, and there wasn't a drop of oil where it shouldn't be. He asked me what it would take to get it to 400,000. I told him, keep changing the oil. Now the numbers, because this is where the GX470 goes from good truck to market glitch. The average used GX470 in the US is selling for around $14,000, with the full national range running from roughly $6,300 to $25,000. $14,000 average for a hand-built quality Lexus with the most proven V8 Toyota ever made. Meanwhile, its successor, the GX460, averages around $28,000 for base trims, and the 4Runners and Land Cruisers that share this DNA command insane premiums because the internet found them. The GX470 is the same recipe, still sitting in the blind spot. That won't last. These have already started climbing, and I think clean examples will be appreciating, not depreciating, within a few years. There are very few vehicles I'd say that about. True car gurus. Here's your full inspection checklist because I want you to buy the right one. First, timing belt records. It's a 90,000 mile service. No proof it was done, assume it wasn't, and negotiate $1,200 off. Second, the rear AIR suspension. The rear uses air springs that get tired with age. Listen for the compressor running constantly and check if the rear sags overnight. The fix is either new air springs or a simple coil conversion for a few $100s. This is a known cheap fix, and it's also your best negotiating lever. Third, put it on a lift or crawl under it and look at the frame, especially if it lived in a road salt state. The mechanicals are immortal. Rust is the only thing that actually kills these trucks. Fourth, check the front for worn lower ball joints and listen for clunks over bumps. Normal wear items on a 20-year-old truck, cheap to fix, good for another discount. Fifth, cosmetics. Cracked dashboards and sagging headliners are common and irrelevant to how long the truck lives. Who should buy the GX470? Anyone who wants one vehicle for everything, daily driving, towing up to 6,500 pounds, snow, dirt roads, and road trips, with the lowest cost per mile of any luxury SUV I know of. Families who want real capability without paying the 4Runner tax. And honestly, anyone who's tired of car payments forever. Who should skip it? The fuel economy is 14 to 18 miles per gallon. It takes premium. And the third row in this generation is tight and eats cargo space. And if you want modern tech, this is a 2000s interior. CarPlay comes from a $200 aftermarket head unit, which frankly is the best upgrade per dollar in the business. Here's my final take. If I lost every vehicle I own tomorrow and had 15 grand to replace them, I would buy a GX470 before lunch and never think about it again. So there's the list. The Acura MDX, Honda Bones in a tailored suit, the Infiniti QX80, a Nissan Patrol that depreciated into your price range, the Lexus RX 350, the statistical champion of not dying, the LX 470, a Land Cruiser at a Lexus discount, and the GX 470, the last great bargain in the entire overbuilt Toyota family. 5 luxury badges, 5 drivetrains, engineered past the point of reason, all under $25,000. The market prices these on age and image. Mechanics price them on what we see on the lift. Now you know the difference. If this helped, hit like, subscribe for more from the shop floor, and check out my video on the used sport utility vehicles I'd never buy at any price. That one will save you even more than this one did. Take care of your car and it will take care of you. I'll see you in the next one.